So, good morning, Batman. How are you?
Very well. Good morning.
So, in your time zone, it is still night. I can see that it is dark, but this is actually your time of work. Am I correct?
You're correct. Right now, I've actually turned on a lot of lights so you can see what goes on. However, it is still dark outside.
So cool. Maybe can you show us around a little bit in your cave?
Let's do that.
So, we are curious what you can show us there. The workplace of Batman in the middle of the night.
So you'll see that a lot of things in the Batcave, they really are very unique.
Yes, we can see that. That looks amazing. And did you build and collect all of those?
There's a lot of it that my hands are in, yes.
Really cool. So,
Xbox One.
yeah. So while you're showing us all of that, how did you came up with the idea to become Batman?
I've been Batman for over 20 years now. The story of myself versus Bruce Wayne is unfortunately very similar. I have a parent that is not with us anymore.
Wow, I got it. So can you tell us that moment that happened in your life where you decided to become Batman when you lost one of your parents?
I can. My father, unfortunately, is not with us anymore. It turns out that when I was a teenager, there was an incident with my family, and it's something that still haunts me to this day. One of the best reasons why I become Batman is because this is how I deal with it, both inside, with emotions, and outside.
I totally understand. So I think this is really a unique way you picked there to deal with all the emotions, because I'm sure everyone has to deal with some drama from the past and emotions, but I've never met someone like you who decided to become a superhero and actually help people out there and really living this life of Batman. So can you walk us through a little bit what your working day or more working night looks like, Batman?
So nighttime for me is something, not only does it stay with the character, but it also really is myself. You'll find I am very nocturnal. Since I am up at night, I go out and patrol Brampton every night. You'll always find me out. Some find me, some do not, but I am out every night in Brampton, Ontario.
All right, so you're out every night, and what are you doing there? Can you share with us a story, something special maybe that happened one night and where you could really help someone out in the streets?
The last very big experience, besides every smile that I can put on someone's face, it's a very big thing when you have a parent that stops their car, gets out, and says, "There's Batman." But the last spectacular story was during one of the patrols. There was a driver under the influence. This is against the law. He was also driving without a tire on his rim. This creates a lot of sparks. So with a lot of sparks on the road, it makes a lot of noise. This is where I got engaged, ran after the vehicle, and once I caught the vehicle, I asked the driver to get out. This obviously attracts a lot of attention. Very shortly, the police are called. And when they showed up, you disengage and allow them to do their job.
Oh, that is really a fantastic approach you have there, like helping them and being there first and then hand it over to the police to let them do the work for you. So Batman, how does it feel like being out at night? What is your mindset that motivates you? What is your intention to really go out every night and help people be there and live this life?
When I'm on patrol, there are many aspects that are facilitated. One of them is always a peace of mind when it comes to myself. Anything else is being a good citizen. Don't forget, being a vigilante is against the law. I make sure that I follow the law. I'm not against it. So being out there in a vigilantism kind of idea, a set, is not the right idea to do. And it's also not safe. So keeping in mind that you have to follow the law, you're out there as a good citizen and for yourself.
I really like your approach and your attitude around all that. And I think it is really a tough job what you're doing there, like being awake at night, being out, working there, creating, collecting all this equipment. Do you also work out, like to be physical in a good shape to do all that?
There is a regimen to work out. However, there's not a lot of time that I have to do that lately. Some would not believe because they say that I'm in good physical shape anyway. I'll take that as luck.
That is nice. And can you also share with us maybe a secret when it comes to mental training, to mindset? Is there anything you do, like train your mind? Do you have routines around it? Do you even meditate? Or what does help you to stay focused and productive throughout the day or night?
The world of Batman and the world of my own, if you've noticed throughout my home that you've seen so far, is ninjutsu. In short, I am a ninja. This means that when it comes to your mind and how you process things, it matters that you're able to work through any kind of mental blocks so that you can actually be as effective as possible. Your mind is one of the strongest things you have on you. And when it works well, it works in harmony with the rest of your body.
You're so right. And I also think that everything starts with the mind and with thoughts, because once you must have had the thought to become Batman. So it started with a thought.
Absolutely. This matters when it comes to your health, your mental health, and to obviously you interacting with other people.
That is so true. So Batman, because I'm curious and I'm sure our audience as well, can you show us a little bit more of your special environment?
Let's see what I can do.
Perfect. And by the way, your costume really looks amazing.
This helps to bring the same message across, so thank you.
Yes, and you said before, your real identity is a secret and you will keep it secret, right?
I certainly do. No one knows what I really look like. You might have an idea what my name is. That's because I've given it to the media. But my name, and definitely what I really look like, are unknown.
Wow. I, as a magician, just love that, because that is so top secret what you're doing there. And I think it takes a lot of effort to really stay under the radar, especially in today's world with social media and everything around us all the day. And as a magician, it is our task to keep the secrets so that the magic stays alive, the art of astonishment, but you kind of doing something similar there.
Agreed. I appreciate that. This is the office.
Yeah, wow, I love that. That looks like a magician's office, kind of, or like in a Hollywood production office, maybe. Really nice what you got there. So for everyone who's listening at the moment, we see a lot of Batman costumes. It is black and nice. Yeah, so we have cars there, car model, a lot of things you collected there, Batman.
These are one of the things that happen when I get started.
Yeah, so you mentioned it was 20 years ago, so a long time, and you always kept on looking for new things and improving your equipment, or how did it go?
The way it happens is if you stop looking for something, you end up finding a lot more than you expect. So this really isn't necessarily a very deliberate collection. This is more than 20 years of being in the right place at the right time to find some of the right things.
That makes totally sense. And Batman, before I started the record button, we were talking about that you are really a gentleman in how you behave, how you wrote me, how you are talking. And why would you say it is so important for man to really turn again into a gentleman?
Being a gentleman these days seem to be a losing art. This is something that I'd like to bring back. When it comes to very simple things like please and thank you, we need to remember it feel very good when we're all respected.
That is absolutely true. And do you think, because I'm sure that a lot of kids in your area and also far beyond that admire you and are fans of you, but you also have the experience that you are admired by adults for your work and what you're doing?
It does happen, and you will find that there are some adults that will mention these things. These are one of the motivators. These are one of the factors that make things very special. It's a very good thing when you can impact someone's life positively.
Yes, that is so right. And Batman, maybe you can give us a little glimpse behind the curtain. So are you like Batman for 24 hours, or is there also like your secret identity who is out in the world having a normal day job, or how is this working to connect both worlds?
The best way and the most comfortable way that I can say that is you will find not only myself and Bruce Wayne to have very similar lifestyles. This is a t-shirt that was made by a fan. I got lucky, so I appreciate it. That's why I showed it.
Yeah, nice. I think this is really good in whatever area you're working in, when you get this kind of gifts from people and all the respect for what you're doing, that this is really a good feeling, and you know that you make a difference when you get something like that.
Agreed.
So, meaning when I come back to my question, in a normal day, you really are out in the world as your normal identity, and no one knows that you're Batman at night, like in the story of Bruce Wayne?
This really does happen. Yes, I will admit. You don't find that I really can be in the same vicinity as someone I've seen tonight and see them tomorrow, and they do not know it's me.
That is true. So does it happen that someone really comes to your cave, or do you really keep it secret and no one has access to that? Or do you have like a secret helper or someone that is assisting you and who knows your cave and the area you're in at the moment?
There are very few people that do know who I am without the cape and cowl. However, I do work alone. As you've seen from the rest of my home, it is just me that's here. However, while I'm out, it is something that, yes, I don't wear the cape and cowl all day and all night. Just as the comic book states, I come out at night.
Fantastic. I'm also really a night person. I think everyone has their special time, but of course for Batman it must be night to be out there in the dark, in the shadows, and with your cape. And also because you're really living this and you have the mindset of Batman, and also all these parallels with Bruce Wayne and the superhero Batman. We were talking about Batmobile, and you also have Batmobile, right?
I do. This is where I'm heading right now.
Oh, fantastic. Before we move on with this amazing interview with Brampton Batman and his fantastic Batmobile, I just wanted to thank the sponsor of this episode, my business mentor, Ron G. Holland. I know him already since many years, and we work together on several very interesting projects, and he is really the absolute expert when it comes to mind power and explaining how our brain creates our reality and how we can hack the process of getting the results we really want by wrapping our mind around. He now has created an amazing course around that topic with, I think it's 24 videos you see here in the picture, and below this video will be a link where you can get direct access to this course with a couple of bonuses, so check that out. And also I wanted to mention that I'm really proud that my brand new book, How Podcasting Can Change Your Life, Unleash Endless Possibilities, is out now on Amazon as Kindle ebook as well as a print version. There's also the link below this video so you can get directly and prepare to be inspired. But now on with Batman.
This is the Batmobile.
Fantastic. That is so cool. So Batman, can you share with us, where did you get it, or did you build it yourself?
Sorry, please repeat the question.
Can you tell us where you get the Batmobile, or if you build it yourself? Have you built the Batmobile yourself?
Okay, let's see if I actually got the question.
Okay, do we have a better connection now? Can you hear me?
How does it sound now?
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Looks so cool. So where did you get Batmobile, or have you built it yourself?
The Batmobile is something that I worked for. I did purchase it, and I'm very happy that I have it.
So, Batman, can you tell us, what have you learned from being a superhero?
One of the best things I've learned from ever since things going public is there are responsibilities when it comes to being in the public eye. These things, it's not something you have to change if you are a good person anyway, but it is something that is a good idea to pay attention to who's paying attention to you.
Yes, that is very true. And I think also, especially today, because we have all these YouTubers and people who are on social media, and you're right that you have this kind of responsibility. And I think it's the same for people who are on a TV series or something, because they can become kind of an idol, or people are watching them and tend to copy what they are doing. So I really like your attitude around that. And can you encourage people, like maybe not really becoming a superhero like you are, but going into the direction, becoming really good with a lot of passion in their field of expertise? What would you advise for them?
The best thing I would say would be careful what you do today. It can and will affect your tomorrow.
That is definitely true. And I think because you're Batman and you are really clever, smart, and intelligent. Where does all the knowledge come from? Do you have some tips on where to learn or books to read to become like the best version of yourself?
Necessity is the mother of invention. When it comes to being experienced, learning, and applying everything you have in your daily life, I would say first, stay in school.
That is a good advice. So you would say this is an important like foundation for everything you're going to do with your life later on?
School has more than just simply classrooms. School also has experiences that time may not always give you later on. You'll find that in school, you'll be promoted to work with others, learn how to get along, and you'll learn how to receive good ideas.
That makes a lot of sense. And I think when it comes down to ideas, this is really where the big decision comes in. So what you make with your ideas, and an idea itself is nothing worth. So you have to implement it. And can you take us back a little bit, because your story is so amazing? What have been the first steps you did after you came up with the idea to become Batman?
The becoming of Batman for me was not necessarily an idea. This is not a business or a model that I've thought of to do something good. This was something that was bestowed onto me because of a tragedy in my life. However, once I became Batman, now I'm out in the public eye. Once I knew I was getting the Batmobile. Beforehand, no one knew. I kept this a secret.
All right, I got it. So you mentioned your personal tragedy that happened many years ago. And when we come to today, what is your why? Why are you still being Batman and keep doing it? What is your motivation behind it?
The reason why I'm still Batman is because I still made that promise. The promise that I made, of course, is the secret one, but it's evident every time that there's a child that gets excited to see me. It's evident every time there's an adult that relives and remembers the nostalgia of Batman from when they're growing up. And as a private citizen, every time that I get a chance to help out in the world. This is why I'm Batman.
Wow, that is so inspirational, Batman. That's just amazing. And I'm sure you inspired a lot of our listeners and people who are watching this video. So is there a chance to meet you in person, or where do we have to go to have the possibility to meet you in the nights?
As things get more popular, I'm noticing that I'm getting invitations even outside of Canada. This is an homage. However, I remain as respectful as possible. So to meet me, first things first, Brampton, Ontario, once the lights go down. Once the sun goes down, I get out there on patrol. This is the best way to find me. If not, if I'm invited to an event, then yes, I'll look at my date and time and make sure that I can make everyone as happy as possible.
That is really cool, Batman. And is there also a way from outside of Canada to connect with you, to become a fan? Where can people go to find out more? Is there something on Facebook, or just let us know?
I've utilized social media. Before that, this turned to what it is now. I was warned it's a good idea to make sure that I'm on social media. This is how most people reach me, is Facebook. So the public calls me Bramton Batman. So if you look on Facebook or just in social media in general, you'll find when you look up Brampton Batman, you'll get me.
Fantastic. I think a lot of listeners and people who are watching were waiting for this to get some information because your name is secret, but now we got something where to find you and even where to meet you in the night or at special events. Batman, it was so fantastic to have you on Pure Mind Magic today, the podcast. So I was really happy that you said yes to this interview because, yeah, I think what you are living is really amazing and a lot of people can look up to that and like get some inspiration out of that for their own lives. So do you have any final words, quote, inspiration to share with the world?
The best final words that I can say is thank you very much for having me. I look forward to working with you any other time that you'd like.